And we're live. Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? Hope you're all doing good, fine, and well. So let's jump right into the news, shall we? No preamble or introduction required, really. You all know who I am. So let's see here. Oh boy. Oh boy. I've been hearing about this. This story's all over the internet. Didn't really interest me, to be honest, because, preaching to the choir. This is, to me, common knowledge. But one third of, you heard about this story, right? One third of women, been proven by a scientific study and research. It's been shown that one third of women only go out with a man to get a free meal. Okay, I already knew that. I thought the numbers were much higher, though. I don't believe this one third. By the way, I think most of these women are lying. Of course, they don't want to look greedy and grasping. No, I would never do that. I go out with men I like. Ooh, yeah, right. Come on, you're going out for free food. By the way, what is it with you ladies? You don't have any money? You make more money? Yeah. I mean, you make so much money. I mean, in all the big cities, women make more on average. What are you doing with your money? Buying too many crappy handbags? Too many fake Gucci? Too many pairs of shoes? How about that movie with they called The Girl with the Green Scarf? Are you like her? You just can't stop buying shit? Got tons of credit card debt? You got to have men flip the bill? Yeah. If you were more responsible with your money, you wouldn't need to go out on these dates just to get free food. But yeah, this didn't shock me or surprise me at all. I saw it and I was just like, okay. There's no news here. There's no news. I want to talk about something else. I talk about things that interest me, right? This doesn't interest me, but it interests a lot of other people. Maybe it'll be instructive to some of you out there. I don't know, who don't believe this. Of course, if you don't know this or believe this, you might just be a blue-pilled beta cuck, wimp boy, white knight, and putting women on pedestals. Oh, I worship you. Yeah, but this is common knowledge. So a new study published Friday in the Society for Personality and Social Psychology. You all know how I feel about fucking sociology and psychology, a bunch of bunk. Journal found that a quarter to a third of heterosexual women have gone on a date with a guy they weren't interested in just for a free meal. Again, this is okay. Water's wet. Foodie calls can happen when money's tight, the grocery store is out of your favorite frozen meal you wouldn't eat because they don't have peanut butter, or Hungry Man. Do people eat that shit anymore? I don't know. Or a must-try entree is just too extravagant to justify when the tab comes out of your own bank account. You justify. Yeah, it's very easy to spend other people's money. So, essentially, these are all socialist broads. All right. So, you already know that if this happens and a broad went out with you just for a meal, she's a socialist, and you dodged a bullet there anyway. Although I wouldn't pay for a meal for a woman. Never go out to dinner. See, this is the key. When you go out with a woman, you go out after dinner, all right? You meet for drinks, okay? And then you don't pay for her drink. It's a lot more difficult for her to get you to pay for the drink, right? Because when you go into a bar, it's not difficult to get separate tabs set up, right? You can even do it after the fact, maybe. But in a restaurant, it's more expected by a wayman that you flip the bill, right? I wouldn't flip the bill. Fuck that. I don't get this. You wayman, you want all these special considerations and you want the privileges without the responsibilities. You say you're equal to a man. You don't need no man. Don't tell me you don't need no man and then expect me to flip the bill. It's not gonna fucking happen. So 2 studies. The first conducted with 820 women and the second with 327. Why was the second study smaller, by the way? I wonder why that is. Strange. Asked participants if they ever engaged in a plate for play. Is that a made-up term? That's just a made-up term. I've never heard that. 23% of the women copped to it in the first study, 33% in the second. Were these the same women? Why do I get the feeling it was the same women? They're like, you want to go back again? And they just decided the second time, yeah, I'll tell the truth. All right, I just do it for the meal. The researchers, I'm not going to read their names, from the University of UC, also noted that the women who felt dating for food was socially acceptable were more likely to exhibit the dark triad of personality traits. When you're a man, you just call this a crazy fucking bitch. You just call these crazy bitches, right? Yeah. We don't need psychology to identify a crazy bitch, okay? I don't need your fancy labels. But anyway, yeah, dark triad. Triad. Isn't that like a Vietnamese a crime gang or something? Maybe Korean. I don't know. Yeah, so the dark triad of personality traits. That's psychopathy, Machiavellianism, and narcissism. Ooh, be afraid. Yeah. For those without a PhD in psychology, totally useless degree. You might as well get a degree in gardening. Actually, that would be useful. You could at least grow something, grow some food, become a farmer or some shit. That's actually useful. What was I saying? Now, what else can I compare it to? Yes, it's about as useful as a TV repair degree. I got myself a PhD in TV repair. Are there any more TVs that need to be repaired? Nah. There ain't been a TV with a vacuum tube in 30 years. In addition to egotism, with a side of truffled mashed potatoes that go. Truffled mashed truffles. Isn't that black shit that comes out of the ground the pigs find? And half the time they eat the fucking truffle anyway. They're like worth a fortune. Boy. I never had a truffle, I don't think. They good? I don't know. I get the feeling they're not all that good. It's just that they taste good, but they're also rare. I mean, they probably taste as good as a Milky Way chocolate bar, but they're cheap and common. Yeah. I think just pretentious people want to say, I eats me some truffles, bitch. Ooh. Yeah, they taste good, but no better than a Fifth Avenue bar. So, yeah, Collison said foodie callers are more likely to engage in one-night stands. Well, that's good if you're a man. Faking an orgasm, what do I care? Or sending unsolicited sexual pictures. I have no problem with that. Although, I don't really get the big deal. Some broad sends me a pic. That just lets me know she's down to bang. But what do I care about it in terms of porn? I can go online and see more hardcore shit than that. Send me a fucking naked picture. Whoop-de-fucking-do. I've had women do that. And I banged them. I mean, they're just doing that to let you know they're down for it, right? And to see what the goods are. Big deal. And with climbing rents, and now the writer of this is making excuses for the broads, of course. And whoever wrote this, man or Wayman, they can't help a white knight. And an ever-expanding list of restaurants to try. New York, these coastal cities, these elite scumbags. New York might well be teeming with foodie calls. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Along with a lot of other things, like illegal aliens and disease. And guns. Criminals with guns, but no good guys with guns, right? Even though they can't manage to kill as many people as Muslims with knives in London. You got to try real hard to beat people who have guns with knives, right? I mean, wow. You really got to be working hard to kill as many people with knives as get killed with guns or can be killed with guns, right? Yeah. They're working overtime in London to beat New York City's record. And they beat it. And they continue to beat it. Yeah, that's a lot harder than doo-doo, boo-boo-boo. Yeah. It's great. Oh, boy. One East Villager, Olivia Balsinger, anecdotal. Was she even in your study? No. Anyway, all right, let's see what this broad has to say. Was treated to a 5-course meal at the C&B Scene seafood joint Catch in the meatpacking district. There's a meatpacking district still? Do they pack meat there anymore? Or do they just call it the meatpacking district because it used to be the meatpacking district? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either. Maybe one of you out there can find that out and let me know. I'm always curious about that kind of stuff. Balsinger told the Post 2 years ago, if I had been forced to pay, I probably wouldn't have been able to eat for weeks afterwards. Right. Yeah, women are natural socialists. Have you noticed that? I mean, they got a Jones for men's resources to begin with, so they always have a Jones. They have a natural Jones for other people's resources. So, socialism falls right into their wheelhouse, right? I don't want you to spend my own money, But I'm perfectly comfortable with spending other people's money. Yeah, we know. We know. Yeah. So, yeah, there's a big revelation there. To women, by and large, will go out with you just to get food. Now, I don't believe this 1/3 bullshit. That's a lie. It's more. I mean, that's inaccurate. Not a lie, but inaccurate, right? I think the majority of these women in this study lied. I think that pretty much all of them have gone out with men to get a free meal at one time or another. I don't believe this 1/3 crap at all. Again, don't go out with a woman. What you do, you see, is you schedule the date for after dinner, you see. And you meet somewhere for drinks, casual drinks, you see. And then there's less pressure for you to have to pay. And try to pick a bar that doesn't have finger food. Like I remember one bar I used to go to when I was in uni, when I actually had, extra cash, that served like, hot wings and fries. And they had like a whole menu. And they would cook it right there in front of you behind the bar. Because it was just, drop some shit in a basket into a vat of oil. But they had a big menu, pretty big menu for what was just supposed to be a bar. So don't go into a place like that because she might actually not get something for dinner. She might not eat beforehand, and then you come in and she'll expect you to buy her a meal, and she'll be ordering a whole bunch of fucking finger foods that cost a fortune. $10 for 8 little fucking chicken wings? Get out of here. Try to find a more upscale bar, but not too upscale. Just one that doesn't serve hot wings and other foods like a restaurant would. And then you're less likely to have to pay anything extra. Pay anything for her as far as food goes. Because anytime that women order food around a man, it's expected that you should pay the bill. Yeah. But we don't need no man. Yeah, you do. You certainly want one, that's for sure. I don't need it, but I want it. Yeah, What's the difference? There doesn't seem to be any practical difference, really. I mean, you say you don't need this, but you're constantly using us to get shit. Interesting. Of course, meanwhile, they're getting all this free support from the state and welfare and shit because so many of them are single mamas, right? Yeah. And, of course, they're benefiting from affirmative action, yeah. They got into university very easily because of that. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some, bumping up of a Wayman's SAT score. Women get an extra 250 points. Or is that just for black people? I don't know. I thought that was a funny little story, but the only reason I talked about it again, it was getting a lot of play, and I was like, okay, yeah. But it's no news to me. All right, let's move on to something a little more interesting. Boston approves application for straight pride parade. Well, they couldn't likely turn it down. They approved the one for the gay people, too, didn't they? They can't be outwardly. Well, they might be at a point where they can be now. They're enough of the population. They have enough power. They've gotten enough of their people into positions of authority that maybe they can afford to be outright sexist, racist, whatever you want to call it, discriminatory to straight people. Yeah. You can only have parades, I guess, if you're a minority. I don't know. The people in charge. I don't get this. People talk about how it's the majority that run things. Really? You ever been to China? I think the Communist Party's got like 3 million members or something. 3 million out of a population of 1.4 billion. That's hardly a majority, but they're running shit, okay? Don't tell me that the majority rules, okay? The majority does not always rule. In fact, that's often usually not the case. That was the case. It wouldn't be the 1%, the 1/10 of the 1/10 of the 1% running everything, right? Jeez, I'm tired today. I'm fumbling over my words. What the fuck? All right. I got to wait a while for the coffee to take effect, I guess. I don't know. I'm beat. Boston officials have approved an application that would allow a group to hold a straight pride parade meant to counter the city's annual LGBTQ pride parade. Why do you say meant to counter? By the way, this is written by the HuffPost, so they're going to try to couch everything in a kind of partisan way, in a kind of us versus them kind of way. They're only having their pride parade because the LGBTQ people had it. They're only having their straight pride parade. What the hell's wrong with me? I can't say R. Okay. Fuck me. I'm in bad shape today. Oh, it'd be like I'm hungover, but without the booze. Oh. Yeah, Huffington Post. They got to couch everything in an us versus them. It's all adversarial. They're not having their pride parade because they actually have pride in being straight. No, it's just to be a counter to the LGBTQ. Yeah, that's all it is. By the way, what if it is? What does it matter? What does it matter? Oh, that's like saying the LGBTQ people are only having their pride parade as a counter to being a minority and to try to get their voice out there and to grab more power and let you know they're there and to fight back against what they perceive as being oppression. I mean, you're always doing something against something else in many cases. What's the big fucking deal? That's just an attempt to invalidate it, right? To minimize it, to say it's not a real thing. The LGBTQ pride parade's a real thing. This is just a shadow of that done in response to counter it because they're evil and they want to counter and diminish and minimize the gay man. Yeah, we see what you're trying to do there, Huffington Post scum. The Wednesday approval puts organizers one step closer to holding the parade at the end of August. Yeah, one step closer. See, they have a fucking whole bunch of hurdles they have to jump through. Meanwhile, the gay people, rubber stamp, rubber stamp, rubber stamp. Yeah, but they're not running things. You don't think there's a global homo agenda and these people aren't being used as useful idiots to take control of everything? Get a clue, people. Yeah, the application was sent by John Hugo, president of Super Happy Fun America. That's a shitty name for whatever the fuck organization he's running. Super Happy Fun America? What the fuck? That's a few too many adjectives there, pal. Super? Happy? Fun? What the fuck? Super Happy Fun America. It's a horrible name. The group organizing the parade. The group slogan is, "It's great to be straight." Yeah? Okay. It's kind of like how it's okay. With those shirts that said it's okay to be white and the media freaked out, right? They don't want the mainstream majority to be able to express pride and happiness about being the mainstream. They want as many people as possible to think it's bad to be part of the mainstream, to be part of the majority, so that you'll become part of the minority, which they control. And in turn, that controlled group works for them to push their agenda. We just had a great meeting at City Hall with a bunch of wonderful professionals who have assured us our date of August 31st. I wouldn't be too sure. I wouldn't be too sure. I would not bet on this parade happening. I mean, it's possible. Probable even. But I don't think it's 100%. Hugo said at a press conference. I mean, look what's happening in Oregon, right? Fucking state governor turning the state police into a bunch of mercenaries for hire and just telling them to go out and grab some Republican representatives because I wants you to. Oh, boy. We will have the parade, and it's going to be a great time. We invite anyone who wants to come, as long as they respect each other. Well, the leftists are out. Of course, they'll show up en masse. This is going to happen, right? They'll have their pride parade for straight pride, and a bunch of gay people will show up to protest them, right? Holding up their little fucking placards that are very professionally made and could have only been made by some kind of professional sign-making organization. Signs that cost like $50 a pop. I wonder where they got the money for that, the money and the resources for that. Yeah. I didn't see any straight people protesting the gay people, the homos, who were marching the streets with their cocks hanging. Could somebody explain this to me about the gay pride parade? Why is it that these people make everything about sex? I mean, I know the answer, right? But I want you to tell me if you know the answer. They make everything about sex, these people. Assless chaps, dicks hanging out. By the way, isn't that illegal? Isn't that like classified as lewd and lascivious conduct? I mean, you got little kids walking around. I don't even want to see that. That's disgusting. Nobody wants to see that. Well, I don't want to see that. I guess gay guys want to see that, but not me. But got little kids. You got women. Why are they allowed to do this? Freedom of expression. It's a political expression of free speech. Get the fuck out of here. Showing off your big cock or your small cock or whatever, your asshole. I don't want to see that. And that's not an expression of any type of free speech, if you ask me. Freedom of expression, my ass. Oh, no. That's crazy. It's all about sex with these people. That's why. They're all a bunch of degenerate scum. That's all the gay lifestyle is. It's just about homo sex. It's just about sex, period. It's just so deviant. You're not going to see that with these straight people. They're not going to be dancing around with feathered headdresses and, crotchless fucking pants and assless chaps. Nah. They'll just be a bunch of normal people marching, holding signs that say being straight's great. And I guarantee you a bunch of gay people will show up to protest them. It's very interesting. If any straight people had shown up to protest, and maybe some did, but I doubt many. But if a lot of straight people had shown up to protest the gay people, they would have been lambasted by the media. Lambasted by the media. They'd have probably been attacked, bonked over the fucking head with a baseball bat or a bike lock, shoved in somebody's trunk, driven out into the desert and buried. I mean, you can't do that to gay people, but straight people, oh no, that's perfectly okay to protest them and attack them. Why? If we're the majority. How can you do that? Because the majority doesn't always run things. See, that's a misnomer. A lot of people make the mistake thinking that a majority is going to run things. That's rarely the case, actually. All right, so anyway. Oh, this is interesting. Listen to this. The city denied the group's original request. The gay people, rubber stamp, baby. We can't wait. But the straight people, no. It's very interesting. See, I told you. We're reaching a point now where the leftist scum who have been working behind the scenes and in the shadows and trying to hide their actions, they're no longer trying to hide them because they think they've accrued enough power. They don't need to. We got enough people who think the same way we do that we can now do our shady shit right out in the open. Yeah, they denied the original request to hold an event at City Hall Plaza and a straight pride flag raising. The gay people can have their flag raised, but not straight people. The group also still needs approval from the... Oh, my God. What is this? It's just like with guns, right? You have the freedom of assembly, all right? It's in the fucking... It's in our Constitution, all right? You have the freedom to assemble. No, you don't. Forget the amendments. It doesn't matter. Bill of Rights, amendments, Constitution, none of that stuff matters. You don't have freedom of assembly. Oh, well, you do, but you have to go through a long and lengthy licensing and permitting process. Want to have a gun? Sure, you have the right to own a gun. Just go through this long, lengthy process, and at any point during this process, we can deny it. Well, what about my rights? Yeah, what rights? The only way you were able to get those rights in the first place was with a gun, and now we're taking those away. So, rights are not, you don't have rights. Rights are not rights. Rights are privileges. Privileges are earned and fought for, and you have to continually fight for them to hold on to them. If you get apathetic, you stop fighting, you lose them. Just like that, just like now. You can't even assemble. Sorry, you don't take a cock in the ass. You can't have your own parade. Even though I have the right to assembly, but you really don't. Unless you like to take it in the pooper. So the group also still needs approval from the Boston Police Department and the city's licensing board. 2 more hurdles before receiving the parade permit and entertainment license. The city confirmed. It's crazy. It's crazy. You really don't have rights. You have to jump through all these motherfucking hoops. And why did it get to this point? Because people let it. Because people got apathetic, sat on their fucking hands, said, I can't be bothered to protest this or vote against that or vote for this. So ever more restrictive laws and regulations got passed because people supporting this kind of draconian controls on the population got into power because you people were sitting watching TV, eating your Cheetos and your Pringles and not giving a fuck. Yeah, apathy can be a good thing. It also can be a very bad one. It depends on what you're not giving a shit about. So the group's members say that straight people are an oppressed majority. Yeah, it shocks me that people don't understand that you can have an oppressed majority. And by the way, a lot of the people oppressing this majority are straight. It's very interesting to me. People that seem to get that, you're in the majority. You can't be oppressed. Yeah. Go tell that to Chinese people again. Go tell that to the Chinese who pay like a 65% tax. People don't know anything about the other countries. They really don't seem to know anything about other countries outside of Western ones. I just know what's going on in my evil Western country. I don't know what happens in the rest of the world. There's no such thing as an oppressed majority. Morons. So, you're an oppressed majority and should be included as equals among all the other orientations. Well, yeah, sure. The only problem is, you're not in charge anymore. You think you are, but you're not. The organizers are heavily linked with far-right movements. Hey, here we go. See, this is where the HuffPost goes from being news to not news, being fake news. Fake news, propaganda outlet. That's all the Huffington Post is. Run by a dumb fucking leftist, Wayman feminist cunt. Have like 2 guys working there, 2 shill guys, 2 fucking token men. Heavily linked with far-right movements. What does that mean, far-right? You mean Nazis? You mean Hitler? Find me some Nazis. Are there any still alive? Weren't they all killed at Nuremberg? Hung them all and shit? Where are the Nazis? I don't see them. Are you talking about skinheads? Would I qualify as a skinhead because I have no hair? Oh, no hair means Nazi! Hit him with a bike lock! Morons. Alarmist idiots. Oh, yeah, they're linked to far-right movements and nationalist protests. Oh, nationalism. Nationalism means Nazis. No, it does not. Morons. Why don't you go? So, by your logic, Japanese people are Nazis because they're nationalists. By your logic, Chinese people are Nazis because they're nationalists. That's just crazy. They count on you not knowing anything. You have to be a fucking moron to fall for any of this. And unfortunately, most Americans are. They don't know anything about history. They don't know anything about other countries or their governmental organization, how things work within those other countries. So they have no clue. Yeah, nationalism equals Nazis. Yeah, idiots. Hugo and the group's vice president are associated with resist Marxism. Oh, yeah, that's bad, right? Yeah, resisting Marxism is evil. The fact that the fucking Huffington Post needed to make a point out of this ought to tell you what the Huffington Post really is. A communist rag, like the Daily Worker. Yeah, fucking A. Oh, boy, I remember that Seinfeld episode where, what was it, George put an advertisement in the Daily Worker or something that had personals looking for a date with a communist chick. Yeah. Okay, Hugo also unsuccessfully ran for Congress last year and was endorsed by the group. Oh, well, somebody who's associated with the group ran for Congress and lost. So he's a loser, and that means they're a loser, too. Yeah, this group's a loser. This group is a loser. Yeah, the people in this group are a loser because Hugo's a loser. He ran unsuccessfully for Congress, which means the people that were voting for him didn't want him in office. So he's a loser. They're a loser. They're all losers. And they hate Marxism, and we at the fucking Huffington Post love Marxism because we're all a bunch of communist pinko scum. Yeah, okay, I understand. Super Happy Front America. That name is so stupid. I'm sorry. Okay, I respect what you're doing. I think it's great. You're actually starting to fight back and use the left's own methods against them. That's, by the way, what the Huffington Post really doesn't like. Why they're trying to cast this in such a negative light and minimize it, because what they really, really, really hate is when those who they view as the political adversaries use their own weapons against them, because those weapons work. Those weapons work. That's how the left won the culture war, because they use weapons that work. And now we're using the same weapons and they get angry. Yeah, because they work. You're stooping to our level, you motherfuckers. Super Happy Fun America also announced that the parade's Grand Marshal will be former Breitbart editor and far-right provocateur Milo Yiannopoulos. I don't get that. He's gay, isn't he? He's a bottom. I don't even think he's a top. He don't fuck. He takes it in the butt. He's got a big black cock gay man lover. Who I've never seen, by the way, but was doxxed by some leftist scum. And the guy has some kid. Weird. So his gay lover who has a child. So apparently the guy wasn't always gay. Or maybe he was always gay but confused at one point and had a child. Yeah, weird. Seems like a very odd choice for a grand marshal. I mean, hey, whatever floats your boat. I like Milo, by the way, even though he's a homo. The straight pride parade plans received intense scrutiny on social media, with brands, politicians, and celebrities tweeting their disdain. So let me get this straight. You preach tolerance, but you are very intolerant. I mean, you're a bunch of hypocrites. Boston Mayor Marty Walsh has previously said that Boston cannot deny Super Happy Fun America. I can't say that with a straight face. Cannot deny Super Happy Fun America's public event application over disagreements with the organizers' values or beliefs. But you did. You denied them raising the flag. City officials reiterated. Permits to host a public event are granted based on operational feasibility, not based on values or endorsements or beliefs. That's bullshit. That's why they got denied before. But there was a little bit of a backlash, and the media actually paid attention, and people started complaining and pointing out your hypocrisy, so then you granted it the second time they applied. But they did deny it the first time, so don't give me this fucking bullshit about how we don't make our decisions based on political beliefs. Bullshit! The city of Boston can't deny them a protest. Whatever outside groups may try to do, our values won't change. I invite each and every person to stand with us and show that love will always prevail. What sophistry is this? Love will always prevail. Okay, so the mayor's a leftist, a lefty, relativistic, postmodernistic, idealistic scumbag. Love will always prevail? What does that mean? What does that mean, love will always prevail? I don't know what that means. I shoot you in the fucking head. Love is dead. Your love's dead anyway. What does that mean, love will always prevail? I love you, even though you're trying to rob me. I will prevail. Dead. Shut up, bitch. I don't want to hear your sophistry. Take his wallet and run. Yeah, your love prevailed, all right. Not. What idiocy. The mayor attended the city's June 8th Pride Parade, but will not be attending the straight Pride Parade. It's very interesting. So he believes in equal treatment, even though he denied the first application, but he won't be attending the straight Pride Parade. That's very interesting. I wonder, if the majority rules and straight people are in charge and they're the ones running things, wouldn't he want to pander to them? Wouldn't he want to pander to the straight people who are supposedly the ruling majority? Yeah, he's a politician. But he's not going to attend their parade. I wonder why. All right, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. Let's move on to something a little more comical. Oh, God. Oh, no. Not this kid again. Oh, boy. Oh, God. No, Lord, save me. David Hogg. Oh, why can't this kid stay out of the fucking news? Go to your little fucking position that you got at Harvard by bribing them with all the money you made from appearance fees on CNN and MSNBC. Why don't you go get it? Yeah. You want to talk about a scandal? They need to investigate how this kid got into fucking Harvard. That's what they need to investigate. How about that college admission scandal with Lori Loughlin and all those celebrities whose kids are too dumb to get into good schools? I never understood this. I mean, that Lori Loughlin broad, she doesn't even have a real career. For those of you who don't know who she is, she was on that crappy show Full House that had Uncle Jesse and the goofy, crappy comedian, and the doofus father was on that America's Funniest Home Videos. And the two twins that both played the same part, who are now, one of them is a bulimic or an anorexic or something, married to some guy 50 years older than her. The other one, I don't know what she's doing, but they both look horrible. They look like they've been to the ringer for sure. They look a lot older than 33. And, now, is that show still on? They did a remake or a continuation called Fuller House, where they got as much of the old cast back together as possible. John Stamos didn't want to do it, because he's not such a big loser anymore. He wouldn't do that crap. But they got Lori Loughlin in on it. Did the twins come back? I don't think they did. I don't think that got renewed. Just like that crappy show The Connors didn't get renewed because Roseanne was gone. Or did that get renewed? I don't know. I don't watch TV. I don't watch TV at all. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. But, yeah, you want to talk about a college admission scandal. This dumb kid got into fucking Harvard with a 1270 SAT. It's like almost 200 points below their average. Not their best. Regularly, students that go to Harvard get like 1550s and above and perfect SAT scores. He's getting a 1270. way below their acceptance standards. But we'll let you in anyway because you got the right politics. Yeah, because, Harvard's a cesspool of leftism, Marxism. Yeah. Don't send your kids to college. College is a big waste of money at this point. Unless your kid wants to be a scientist in a STEM field or something, engineer, doctor, lawyer, unless he wants to be something like that, find him a trade school. If you want your kid to be really successful, here's the recipe. Trade school, something like that, electrician, plumber, something in that area. I mean, there'll always be work for people who have these kind of skills. They're in demand because there's so many dopey kids thinking that the magic air theory, that if I go and I spend 4 years in this building, my IQ will shoot up 30 points and I'll be a millionaire. No. No. You're mistaking the cause for the symptom, right? They're thinking that, ooh, look, all these rich, successful people went to university. So if I go to university, I'll be rich and successful too. No. They're just very smart. And they're rich and successful because they're smart, not because they went to university. They probably would have been just as well off or near to if they hadn't. But the reason they did so well wasn't because they went to university. It was because they were really fucking smart, you idiots. So I go there, I'll be a genius. Yeah, morons. Yeah, this is typical leftist thinking, right? Nature over nurture, environment over biological determinism. Yeah, they like to believe that everything's a blank slate and, they can just construct people to be however they want them to be. I can take a dummy with a 65 IQ from Somalia and make him into a 130 IQ doctor, don't you know? Yeah, no. No! World doesn't work that way, pinheads, but of course, they're leftists, relativists, postmodernistic, idealist pinheads, so they don't know how the world works. They live in a world of their own abstractions in their own head. Little fucking ideological bubbles. They don't know how the world works. But it doesn't work like that. So no. If you're a smart person, but you don't want to go into any of those fields, go into something like plumbing or be an electrician or something like that. You'll probably make more money than if you had went to college, and you won't have all that debt. Yeah, so David Hogg, this fucking kid, listen to this shit. I've been the target of 7, count them, 7. Okay, 7 assassination attempts. What? This is some crazy shit. I should have had this on yesterday's show, my crazy shit show, but this is nuts. I got to read this again. David Hogg says he's been the target of 7 assassination attempts. I'm surprised they can count to 7. 7 assassination attempts, really? How are you still alive? I can make number 8 successful if you want. You want to die? How does somebody have somebody try? Oh God. I'm lost for words here. How does somebody have people try to kill them 7 times and they survive? I mean, what are you, James Bond? What are you, Jet Li? What the fuck's going on here? What are you, the greatest ninja assassin on the planet? You got people trying to kill you left and right, and you've got all these fucking fancy moves and shit? What are you, a master of Krav Maga or something? Are you like Neo from the Matrix? You can dodge fucking bullets? You can catch them with your teeth and shit? Like that guy in that fucking 80s movie, The Last Dragon? This is crazy. Woo, this kid's nuts. Gun control advocate and Parkland school shooting survivor David Hogg said in an interview published Tuesday that he had been the target of 7 assassination attempts in the last year. Where's the record for this? Some people tried to kill me 7 times, but I did not think it was necessary to report it to the police. Really? Okay. In the last year, and warned that killing him would essentially make him a martyr, only galvanizing his cause. What cause? You don't have a cause. You're just a political whore. You see that there's a lot of money to be made in being a shill for the left, in pushing gun control. And you know that your standing in the eyes of the public as a mass shooting survivor makes you a good shill, right? That's all. Makes you a viable shill, okay? By the way, he's not a survivor. People don't know this, but he wasn't at the school. He was playing hooky that day. He was at school in bed. He heard about the shooting on the news, and he jumped on his little BMX bike and pedaled his ass off to the fucking school with his camera and started shooting people coming out. Not shooting them with a gun, shooting them with his camera. He wasn't in the school. He's no survivor. I mean, he's a survivor in the fact that he's alive, but he didn't survive a mass shooting. Honestly, he says, I realize that it's horrible that I have to live through this. Live through what? Who tried to kill you? Could you give me some details? I could, but I made it all up, so I need some time to make up some more shit in regards to details. Yeah. 7 assassination attempts. Who cares about you? You're not important enough to kill. Come on. Really? I'm just imagining ninjas hiding in trees and shit and throwing rusty fucking throwing stars at him and shit to try and poison him and give him... Oh, boy, this is crazy. Somebody tried to kill him 7 times. Really? Yeah. Ninjas with little fucking throwing knives and shit with rust on them to give him tetanus. Oh, come on. This is such crap. Who tried to kill you 7 times? I'm so important, people tried to kill me 7 times. Like in that movie Next with Nicolas Cage where he's a psychic and he can see 2 minutes into the future and he's dodging bullets left and right because he can see them coming. Is that you? That was a good movie, by the way. I suggest you see that. It's one of the very few movies that Nicolas Cage made in the 2000s or in the 21st century at all that was a decent movie. NEXT. So Next. There's a decent movie. Dodging bullets and shit. Is that you, David Hogg? I'm like Neo in the Matrix. 7 people tried to kill me 7 times. I survived. Is there any record of this? Any police reports? No! According to The Hill, after David Hogg claimed he was the target of a stunning 7 attempts on his life, this is such crap. This kid is just some psychopath. He's making this shit up. This is the kind of thing that a psycho would make up. Because these people have no empathy, and they don't really understand how other people's minds work because they lack empathy. They don't know how other people think. Hence, they don't really know how to construct a good lie that would be believable. It makes sense to me. Yeah, not to me. On February 14, 2018, a gun... Yeah, okay. We don't need to hear the whole story about the mass shooting that he wasn't a part of. He was nowhere near that school. Yeah, but he did become a prominent anti-gun rights activist. Yeah, because, taking the guns away from the law-abiding citizens, that's really going to help stop criminals, right? Even though a very, very small percentage of the guns used in all shootings are procured legally. The majority are procured illegally, even though you can still get them easier legally. No, but if we stop the legal means that people can get guns, that'll stop the illegal means too. That just won't make everybody go and get them illegally. Oh, no. Kid's a fucking Einstein, right? Good Lord. Yeah. Hogg, who was arguably the most visible activist, that's because they pushed him forward to be so. Like that Greta Thunberg, retard, autistic girl, that Swedish chick who's just reading the script, she's just another shill. They had a casting call. We need a good face for our new climate change campaign. They don't call it global warming anymore because, when the globe started getting colder, they were like, oh, shit, this ruins our narrative. We got to change the name. How about climate change? Oh, okay, good. Yeah. Oh, boy. Routinely, he slanders the National Rifle Associations and gun rights supporters. Well, it gets him attention, right? It gets him in the news. He wants to stay in the spotlight until he gets out of university, where he will be studying something very useful. Yeah, political science. Yeah, he'll be a Trotskyite. He'll be a Stalinist. Yeah, Leninist. He's going to study politics. Yeah, so useful. Yeah, for budding communists, anyway. Honestly, it's disgusting. The NRA acts like they don't own these politicians, but they do. They own what? They're not that powerful, son, and they don't have that much money, okay? What are you talking about? By the way, in contrast, unions donate a hell of a lot more to the Democratic Party. By your logic, the unions own the Democratic Party, which they don't, but they have a lot of influence. The NRA donates a hell of a lot less. What is he talking about? Does he even know how much they donate? It's an idiot. Hogg told ABC's This Week host George Stephanopoulos. Yeah. These are the people who, give tough interviews to conservatives, but softball questions to leftists. Yeah. All right. They've gotten gun legislation passed before in their favor. That's their job. What's wrong with that? Yeah, geez, lobbyists lobbying. Ooh, that's so evil. Yeah, they have a vested interest. They're the NRA, National Rifle Association. They're all about maintaining the gun rights of Americans, and they're actually working to maintain gun rights. Oh, my God, they're so evil. What a stupid kid. Yeah, like there's something malevolent going on that they're doing. They got gun legislation passed. Oh, yeah, imagine that. And in their favor. Yeah, if they got it passed, I would expect it to be in their favor. What's your point? No point! Oh, God, this kid's an idiot. Listen to Dana, Hogg said of NRA spokesperson Dana Loesch. Is she really speaking to you guys? Is she trying to fight for you guys? Yeah, she is. You're just too stupid to realize it. You're one of the useful idiots that thinks you're going to have a position of high power when the global elite scum finally take total control and turn America into the wonderful global utopia that they want. The global socialist utopia. No. The only people that will have the fucking guns are the government. And they'll shoot you in the head, David Hogg, and throw you in a fucking pit. Idiot. Yeah. They are for you, moron. They are for you. They're going to save your life if you stop fighting them, okay? Because if you do not, God, I hate this kid. I hate him. If you do not take guns away from Americans, then they'll have some way to fight back and stop this ever-creeping socialism, which always ends up in authoritarianism. They'll stop it. Now, he don't want that. He thinks he'll be the one with the gun, right? Yeah. He don't like guns unless he has one. I don't like the guns unless you don't have a gun and I have a gun. Okay. Or is she actually trying to fight for the gun lobby? Well, they're not. They're not mutually exclusive, The gun lobby is for you guys. I guess for you guys, he means the people. Is he addressing everybody or just leftists? Well, what does he mean? Trying to fight for the gun lobby. Well, but why does the gun lobby exist, David Hogg? Why does the gun lobby exist? To fight for the people. For you guys. What an idiot. He's trying to gin up some kind of conspiracy, atmosphere, and they're fighting for some kind of murky agenda of their own, corporate elitist interest. Yet this kid, everything she's saying seems like spectacle. Like you? Is it just her tone, or is that what she's actually saying? What? This kid. Is he getting a script from somebody? Because if he's getting a script, it's poorly written. He needs Ocasio-Cortez's handler. He needs Chaikar Chakrabarty to give him some scripts to read, because this kid is horrible at coming up with his own material. Dana is serving the gun manufacturers. Who cares? Who cares? I don't care. She's not serving the people of the NRA, because the people that are joining the NRA, 99.9% of them are amazing people that just want to be safe, responsible gun owners. So you're saying that... Are you saying that the NRA wants criminals, and they want criminality, and they want criminals to use guns? Wouldn't that go against their interest? Because, people like you will then, create all of this hysteria and get people afraid and tell them that guns are evil and they need to be banned, and then guns get banned, and then the gun manufacturers are out of business. If they're working for the gun manufacturer, what you're saying here goes completely 100% against their own self-interest. Does he see that? Does anybody see that? What an idiot this kid is. Hogg says we're living in a dictatorship. The word dictator comes from Rome. And the first dictator was Caesar. Yeah. Dictator would have absolute power. We're living in a dictatorship, really? If we were living in a dictatorship, Trump would just say, build that wall, bitches. wall would be built. Congress wouldn't be able to stop him. If we were living in a dictatorship, he'd be able to do whatever he wanted. But he can't do whatever he wants. He's getting stymied at every fucking turn. How are we living in a dictatorship? This kid just likes hyperbolic speech to get people worked up. But he's really a moron. And he doesn't know what he's talking about. Yeah, I'm sure 4 years at Harvard will really polish him up. Yeah, you can only polish a turd so much, okay? It's still a turd. All right, this kid's an idiot. He's an idiot. The lobbyist groups like the NRA, they can buy our politicians. You know, just like the lobbyist groups on the left can too. How do you think big tech has so much power and ability to censor people? Because they're not lobbying Congress and other governmental agencies? No. No, but my lobbyist is the good lobbyist. It's your lobbyist that is the bad ones. Okay, buy our politicians. Hey, son, I got news for you. The politicians are already bought and paid for. They're puppets of the global elite bankers that own the Federal Reserve banks, which, by the way, only exist in every fucking country on earth except 2. And I think one of those countries that doesn't have a bank, a reserve bank, is Iran. Very interesting. Every single country that has held out as long as possible against having a reserve bank has been invaded and taken over. And then had a reserve bank implemented. I wonder, could it be that the people that own the so-called Federal Reserve, which in no way, shape, or form is connected to the government, it's a private bank, could it be those people are running things? Certainly not the NRA. David Hogg wants you to believe that bullshit, though, because he wants to take your guns so that those big, higher-up, global elite scumbags that run the Federal Reserve Bank can take your guns, and then they can take over, and you can't do a fucking thing about it because you've got no gun. But they've got guns. This kid. But they can't buy our voices. Sure they can. The government buys your voices with free shit. You're for sale. You're a political whore. What are you talking about? Your voice can't be bought. You're a mouthpiece for the Democratic Party. What are you talking about? Can't buy our voices. You're bought and paid for, kid. As American citizens, we need to realize that we need to realize that. Oh boy, I hope this kid takes some classes in how to speak properly and English and rhetoric. God. We need to realize that our voices can't be bought. What is he talking about? I need to realize this? What do you mean? That doesn't mean anything. Just more sophistry to gin up emotion and all that. It doesn't in any way, shape, or form speak the logical reason what he's saying. It makes no sense. It's just meant to stir up emotion, right? And get you to agree with his point of view. They can't buy our voices as American citizens, and we need to realize that because when we don't have democracy, we have a dictatorship. That doesn't mean anything. First of all, most of the people who vote for the Democratic Party do so because they've been bought and paid for by the Democratic Party with productive American citizens' taxpayer dollars. And they've been paid off in the form of health care, Obama phones, Obama cable, SNAP, my electricity, HUD, free housing. What's this kid talking about? Wonderful, beautiful, critical theory. Say the exact opposite of what's actually true. Yeah. And accuse your enemy of it. Wonderful. Yeah, you're a quick learner, Hoggy boy. Except you got a 1270 on your SAT, so you're not all that swift. Ooh, that's high, realist philosopher. If you think that's high, then you're a moron too. Oh, boy, this kid's an idiot. Wow, just wow. In the same sit-down interview, Hogg seemed to shift blame, of course, well, that's what leftists do, for the murderous, the high school shooting that he was in no way, shape, or form a part of, unless you, count sitting outside cravenly shooting pictures from a great distance away, unless you consider that being a part of it. He shifted the blame of the murderous school shooting to Senator Mark Rubio and politicians like him. Oh, yeah, because Mark Rubio's the one that went into the school and was nuts and shot a bunch of people. It wasn't the nut job that actually did it. Oh, no. What do you mean shift the blame? Oh, because he's not tough enough on gun laws. He don't have tough enough gun laws. He doesn't support banning guns. Neither do I. You want to blame me too? You don't have enough power, but Senator Mark Rubio, he has power. He also follows the Constitution, pinhead. which gives people the right to bear arms. Whoa, that's just for militias. Yeah. How about those militias down there in Oregon? Oregon, do you support them? Fighting back against the tyrannical governor who's went nuts and is telling the state police to stop being police and to become mercenaries that work for her and just start grabbing people off the street and making them into political prisoners because I feels like it. Are you for those militias? Fucking Hogg boy. I don't think he is. Because the governor of that state, well, she shares the same ideology as him. She shares the same ideology as Hogg. So, well, no, it's not for militias either. Of course not. So he's really just anti-gun. That's all he is. He hates guns. Unless his daddy has one, of course. His daddy's an FBI agent, so my daddy has a gun. I'm anti-gun. Unless, of course, I have a gun. I can have a gun, but you can't have a gun. Oh, he'll make a perfect politician. He's already mastered doublespeak, which ain't so hard to do, by the way. So after taking a year off, spending his money, his ill-gotten gains that he made from all those appearance fees, and probably got a bunch of money under the table, too. Big fucking duffel bag full of cash to be the mouthpiece of the regressive left, yeah. Traveled me around the world, spent all my ill-gotten gains, had me some fun, bought some hookers, because I'm such a pathetic loser, wimp, soy boy. No women wanted to sleep with me. Now I'm going to go to Harvard, and when I get out, I'm going to become a politician just like AOC. Yeah, I mean, if she can become a politician, good Lord. You know this kid's got backers, don't you? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, he'll get elected. I'm almost certain. Almost certain this kid will get elected if he runs for Congress when he gets out of university. I mean, if AOC can become a politician. Of course, she had the backing of the Social Democrats and a chunky Uyghur from the Young Turks. How about that fucking guy? That bacon grease guzzling motherfucker. I'm going to name my network after a group that massacred 1 million Christians. Yeah. And I'm going to deny the Armenian Holocaust. He was an Armenian Holocaust denier. That's amazing. Oh, it's always these regressive leftist scum that venerate evil, regressive, so-called revolutionary scum who are popular. They like Che Guevara. They like the Young Turks. Christians are evil. Let's kill 1 million of them. Doesn't that make you evil too? Doesn't that make you a lot more evil? No! Very interesting. All right, I need another cup of coffee. All right. This kid, I'll tell you. Yeah. Oh, he'll do well, I'm sure. I have no doubt. I wish otherwise, but I'm enough of a realist to realize that he'll probably get elected when he gets out of university. He'll have backers similar to the Social Democrats, if not the Social Democrats themselves. Hell, maybe Chakat Sakabarty will become his handler after he's trained up AOC enough that she can get along without him, which I don't think she could ever get along without him. She's so dumb. David Hogg might be smarter than AOC. Hard to say. I would like to see her SAT scores. She probably had affirmative action going for her. Do Latinos get plus 250 points like black people do? They probably do. We'll never see her SAT scores, by the way. Never! I guarantee you she had those motherfuckers sealed. All right, let's move on. Final story. So this is just dessert. This is just a goofy story that I came across. Found it mildly interesting, so I thought I'd talk about it. All right, so it's entitled, So, What's a Pre-Date Anyway? Pre-date. Yeah, I don't know what that is, which is why I read the story. Maybe you meet him at a networking event. By the way, this was written by a woman, okay? I didn't see the author's name, but I'm sure it's a woman. I mean, once you listen to it, you'll know you're listening to a woman. Because, first of all, she says maybe you meet him, so it's a Wayman. Maybe you meet him at a networking event. Yeah, I gotta affect my dopey female voice here. Maybe even on Tinder. Yeah, it's a woman, all right. They love Tinder. Yeah. You exchange... I don't want to do the female voice. I'm too tired. You exchange contact information, chat for a week or two, and begin to feel a genuine connection with the person on the other end of the line. The anticipation of finally meeting up for a date slowly builds. Sounds like she's talking about fucking. Anyway, so you set up a day and time to finally go out. Okay. With you so far. In preparation, you go all out. Nails done, hair done, everything done. Okay, yeah, Wayman. The air of romance. Romance. Yeah, men don't talk about romance. And the potential to be briskly swept off your feet. Yeah, woman. And ride off into the distance with your knight in shining armor makes you feel like the next Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle. Isn't she that broad that married one of the British princes? The younger one, maybe? And she's older and divorced. This fucking guy messed up big time. I wants me a Wayman. How about this old broad that's been divorced? Okay. Yeah, damaged goods. She can't make a relationship work with one guy. You think she's going to make it work with another, even though people don't change. Yeah, there's exceptions to the rule, but generally speaking, people don't change. And this dopey broad, have you heard her talk? Have you heard her political views? She's not too self-aware. Yeah, I don't think she changed, pal. So she divorced one dude and you thought she was a catch? What are you, out of your mind? And she's older than you? What a dummy. Clearly, they didn't educate their royal sons. The parents of these kids didn't educate their royal kids in anything resembling common sense. Just as long as she got a pretty face and a tight pussy, says their daddy. You're good to go, sons. Okay, okay, yeah. Okay, Dad. Yeah, moron. What a moron. That philandering piece of crap. I'm just waiting for my mommy to die so I can be king. What is he, like 80 now? His mother's like 110. Oh, my God. Jesus Christ, she's been queen forever. Is she ever going to die? I mean, her son looks as old as she does. Jesus Christ. He'll never be king. He'll die before her. I'll give her this. She's got to have some good genes. She still seems pretty spry for her 100 whatever years she is. She's really old. And she's still moving around. She's very ambulatory, very mobile. Wow. So, yeah, good genetics there. Well, at least physically. I don't know how her brain is, but if you go by her son, not too good. Anyway, in preparation, yeah, okay, Meghan Markle, whatever. Yeah, she's no catch. He fucked up. Anyway, and then pause. Okay. He wants you to just come over and catch a vibe. The fuck does that mean? You people need to explain this to me. I don't know what catch a vibe means, okay? That sounds like black Ebonic speak. This, ladies, is what is being labeled as the pre-date. Oh, booty call? Oh, yeah, this is the booty call. This is nothing special. They're just relabeling booty call as a pre-date. Okay. The new but not quite so new way for a guy or girl to temperature check and feel you out with the goal of gauging whether or not you are, quote, unquote, worthy of a real first date where the real coins are spent. Real coins are spent. Typical greedy, grasping broad. My pussy is worth money. His cock is worth $0, but my pussy is worth gold. Simply put, it's testing the waters to see if he can get the goods without spending the money and are making a real emotional or spiritual investment. Emotional or spiritual investment. Well, you just said real coins. That's not emotion or spirit. That's actual money. Yeah, I love how she uses the word emotional or spiritual investment right after talking about an actual monetary investment. She equates the two as the same thing, don't you know? For millennials, there's no shortage of verbiage to explain away the foolery. Millennials. I don't like millennials, just so you know. Most of you are vapid airheads. No offense. Maybe some of you are intelligent. We've had to deal with ghosting. I know what ghosting is. Breadcrumbing? I have no idea what that means. What the fuck is breadcrumbing? I know breadcrumbing from that fucking story. Get lost in the woods, leave a trail of breadcrumbs. What is that? How does that apply to modern dating? I don't know what that means in that context. The slow fade? Slow fade? What is that? Slow fade. And now this? Let's meet for drinks after work. Okay, that's fine. Replace the traditional dinner and a movie first date. Yeah, replace the traditional movie and dinner first date because women are becoming ever more greedy and grasping and ever less able to pair bond with a man or feel anything emotionally or spiritually for him. And men are seeing that and that they're getting used just for dinners. That's the first story I talked about, pointed out. So I'm really getting wise to the fact that women are in ever increasing numbers using them to get a free meal. So they've cut out the free meal and the movie to test the woman to see if she actually cares about him as a person. The writer of this article is pissed about that. I'm pissed that men ain't buying me jujubes at the movie theater and paying for my movie ticket and taking me out to dinner. They're not doing that anymore. They've gotten wise to my spiel. That pisses me off. And now they want to actually meet for drinks instead of a dinner and a movie. Because it's cheaper. Those sons of bitches, and she's labeling that a predate. Or they're wanting to bang me. And see if I'll be willing to bang them instead of selling them my pussy. She's a whore. She's a whore. So she's pissed off that men are no longer willing to buy you dinner and take you on a movie and pay big money to get access to your poon. Yeah. They're unwilling to purchase a whore. And you're angry about that. They want to see if you're willing to be equal, as you say, as you claim you are, and bang them just for the sake of banging them, just for the sake of enjoying it. Because, I enjoy sex. I feel pleasure. You feel pleasure. It's mutually rewarding, quid pro quo going on. Why should I have to pay for you? He's essentially testing to see if you're nothing more than a whore. I'm for this predate bullshit. By the way, this is just a booty call. You'll want to sleep with the broad first, okay? You'll want to see if the goods are good, all right? And by the way, you're not going to have any serious relationship with this broad anyway. You just want to test the goods because women are not worth dating anymore in the West. Men are becoming wise to this. They're getting ever more woke to this fact. They're not being blue pill pinheads anymore. They're starting to red pill because of people like me warning them, and you don't like that. Yeah, I can tell you don't like that, honey. Oh, well. Oh, well. If you ask Twitter, it sure has. Meaning it sure has replaced the traditional dinner and movie, this predate, booty call, essentially. A debate has been sparked on Twitter, which might leave you wondering if there's any hope left in the dating world. Dating world. No, there's not. So first, somebody on Twitter named Twitter Honey, black woman. I'm still laugh my ass off at men saying they have to take you on a predate before they take you on a real one to see if you're quote unquote worth it. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? You women want to take men on I consider the dinner and the movie shit in and of itself to be something like this, like a predate, because they're testing you. They want to see if you're worth it in their mind, meaning will you put out the money? Will you pay for that poon? He's doing the same, but on the other side of the spectrum. He wants to see if you'll give it up for free, if you're not a grasping, greedy whore. That's all. He's just trying to verify whether or not you care about him, are attracted to him, or you just want his money. But you can't do that. Oh, no. She goes on to say, that's actually a common attitude among many men in many cities. Men honestly think they are the ones who would be screening their time and money against women. Yeah, you need to be the one screening, right? I needs to have the power as the women, which is really all feminism is all about, getting power. How's that working for you, ladies? Are you happy? No? Oh, well. Anyway, most are not here for it. And this story is not well written. Here's another opinion. Predates are a byproduct of social media. Niggas don't know how to feel women out because they never talk to them. Is this a phenomenon more in the black community, perhaps? Might explain the 74% single mother rate. Just text them to death. I came up in an era where you actually had to talk to women. You had to work for it. Niggas nowadays so lazy, they trying to predate. Laugh my ass. What is this predate stuff? It's just easy access sex. That's all that is. But in true Twitter fashion, the responses turned out to be quite hilarious. So this story's already boring me. It's poorly written. It's like a non-story. I could care less. Boy, who wrote this? Hey, sweetheart, why don't you find something real to write about? This is not a real story. Not a real story. Okay. She goes on to say, I was just having a conversation with a friend of mine. I mean, I'm committed now. I've already read half of it. Fuck sakes. I was just having a conversation with a friend of mine regarding dating in big cities this weekend before I stumbled upon this trending topic. It's not a topic. This is not a real thing. Let's be real. In today's world, the options for men are endless. No, they're not. What are you talking about? They're not endless. Women are getting fatter, getting uglier, caring less about how they look. They're becoming more greedy, caring less and less about men's virtues because they have no virtues. They don't know where virtues are. And they seem to care only about material goods. What do you mean? The dating pool is endless. That's not true. It's quite the opposite. Sometimes it feels like they are treating women and dating as if they were shopping right out of a catalog. This, this from women who use Tinder and just swipe by men, and they just pick the first man that looks good. I love it. So do as I say, not as I do. Yeah. So really what this story is a woman or women's getting angry that men are starting to act more like women do in terms of finding women, and they don't like it. Damn these men. They're treating us with the same disregard we've treated them. We can't have that. Yeah. So I wanted to do what Alyssa Milano did, right? Call a sex strike. Yeah. Yeah, that'll work. I'm sure Alyssa Milano's husband is thanking everybody who's against abortion for that one. Oh, thank God. Fucking this ugly broad is just, I can't stand her. Alyssa Milano ain't no good-looking chick anymore, and she's had 3 kids. Yeah. Have you ever seen what it looks like? I was once with a broad that had 2 kids. Oh, my God. Can you imagine what it must be like down there, the plumbing, after having 3 kids? Yikes. Unless you're hung like a horse. You're not feeling that. With the swipe of a finger, these guys have the proverbial pick of the litter. Only if they're the top 20%. I mean, if you're some schlub working at the gas and sip, the local gas and sip 7-Eleven, you're out of luck, okay? I mean, unless you're a real good-looking guy with tattoos and a six-pack. And then you're only going to get her for banging, which is all you really want her for anyway. But, if you're not at that top 20%, or you don't look like Mick Jagger, or you're actually Mick Jagger himself, no, you don't have the pick of the litter. This is total bullshit. Predating is the byproduct of this and many other things, but when did we as women have to prove our worth just to enjoy a meal and a good conversation? When did you have to prove your worth? This is great. I love the entitlement. She's just angry and bitter that men are now actually expecting more out of women. That they're starting to get wise to the fact that women are such greedy, grasping creatures. And requiring and having the same kind of standards women do. No! That's their nightmare, right? Yeah. When did we have to prove ourselves? Why couldn't we just sit down and have a good meal and conversation with someone who was also seemingly interested in us, too? Ladies, this is your fault. You only care about the top 20% of men. If you didn't ride the cock carousel, lose your ability to pair bond, stop caring about virtue, only caring about what kind of car he drives and how much money he made, maybe you wouldn't have this problem. Maybe if you didn't have these ridiculously high standards and constantly pass over good men, maybe you wouldn't be getting this kind of, backlash. But, yeah. It's almost like a twisted role reversal in which women are now required to woo and court the men of this generation. Yeah, I just said that. There's always going to be a pushback, you dummies. There's consequences. Be it positive or negative, there are always going to be consequences. That's what karma really is, by the way. There is no force woven into the fabric of the universe that returns like for like, but it's the reality of reality that whatever you do, there's going to be consequences, good or bad, depending on what you do. You treat men this badly, you have these unrealistic standards, it's going to come back to bite you in the ass. Yeah, you're getting a role reversal. That's right. It's the natural pushback of the universe. So, yeah. Predating is a credible thing if you ask me, says another Twitter user. I don't think so. It's just a booty call. It's just men realizing that women are not worth the trouble and instead using them for what they're good for, or seeing if they can get out of women what they're good for because they're not good for anything else. That's your fault, ladies, because you have now woken men up to the fact that you're very shallow, you're very vain, you don't care about anything in regards to a man's quality beyond his pocketbook. You care about the quality of his wallet and how much money is in it, and that's it. And men are getting wise to that and saying that, these women are greedy. They're grasping. They don't care about anything else except how much money I make. There's really nothing to them beyond the pleasure they can give me. So I'm going to treat them like that and use them for what they're good for. You're surprised by this? I'm surprised that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Yeah, women ain't so good at physics. Yeah. We want to be in the STEM fields that make a lot of money and have a lot of influence into reality. But, yeah, you're so well-spoken, ladies. We don't have the natural skills to do that. Of course, no women would say that because they think everything is nurture, not nature. Yeah. Anyway, So do we give in and accept a predate from time to time? You're not going to get anything else other than that, okay? Men have become too aware. They're too woke. Knowing the potential pitfalls of the interaction. Or are we really ready to dump tradition? Yeah, you are. You're all postmodernist scumbag Marxists. You don't want tradition, okay? You want the exact opposite of what is the existing paradigm. What are you talking about, tradition? You only want to use the word tradition when it suits you, okay? Oh, you didn't open the door for me. I thought you were a equal opportunity wayman. I thought you believed in equality and egalitarianism. Only when it suits my purposes. Yeah, right. Perhaps I'm a little rusty at this dating game, but I've been a victim of the predate. You mean the pump and dump? And while it hasn't worked out in my favor, I learned from it. I learned that I'm willing to accept it in the beginning stages, what I value about myself and what I offer in the dating world. Well, you don't offer anything. You're a modern wayman. And reading this, you're a typical modern wayman. You don't have anything to you. You don't really have a personality. You're just all about you and getting as much as you can from a man. Well, why are you surprised that they've adopted the same kind of mindset toward you? I don't get it. I've also learned just how many guys are really about this pre-dating. What is this pre-dating bullshit? No such thing. All right, a couple more Twitter posts. I'm not even going to read this bullshit. Well, what's a predate? A man trying to take you on a predate is broke, dishonest, and predatory. 2 out of 3 are attributes you should never compromise on. It tells us more about you than it does us, honey. So essentially, you only care about his money. Well, wait a second. Aren't you predatory? This is very interesting to me. These women will swipe through Tinder, right? And they'll ask you all these questions. How much money do you make? What kind of car do you drive? What area do you live in? So she's predatory towards you in regards to your money. But you're not allowed to be predatory towards her in regards to getting what you want. See, women are all about do as I say, not as I do. They're natural leftists, you see. They're all about leftism, socialism, getting as much resources as they can from other people, never having any agency, never having to take responsibility for their own actions. They want all the perks without the responsibilities. So it goes to reason that this would be their dating mentality. It's okay for me to get all I can from you, but don't you use my same mindset and my same weapons against me. And that's how the leftists are. That's why they get all angry in that Huffington Post article. Straight pride? Oh, no! The righties are starting to employ our own weapons against us. We have to put a stop to that. But of course, we can't tell the people that that's what we're doing and why we want to put a stop to it. No. We got to feed some bullshit about how, the right isn't oppressed like the left, and only the minimize the minority groups. They're the ones that can have these kind of parades, right? Because the pride is to, gain power and influence in society. And of course, we don't want the majority to have that because they already have that. They already have the power. Why do they need a parade? Why do straight people need a parade? No, they don't need a parade. They're already in charge. We need a voice. They already have a voice. That's their premise. That's all bullshit, of course. That's all bullshit. They just don't want you to use their own weapons against them because their weapons work. Their weapons work. Look at society. They got the courts in their back pocket. They've got academia in their back pocket. Socialism, idealism, Marxism, postmodernism is everywhere. These isms, these ideologies naturally play to the biological realities that are existent within women. Women are natural postmodernists. They are natural socialists. They are natural Marxists. These things play to their biologically determined selves. They love these things. It is perfect for them. But don't you adopt the same kind of tools, the same kind of weapons, the same kind of mindset and use those against her. Oh, no. You know why she doesn't want you to do that? Because it works. And she doesn't want you to have the power. She wants to have the power. You see? That's why tools that enable her to have all the power work so well for her. Go hand in hand with socialism, that postmodernistic crap. All right. I think that's about it. So, let me know what you think in the comment section, and please like and subscribe to my channel. I'm feeling a little off today. I don't feel so good. But I'll do my best for you, my viewers. All right. Oh, yeah. I forgot. I forgot a lot of things. I need to start making notes so I I have points, so I know what points I want to address. I don't do that. This show's not scripted. I don't even make notes. I need to start doing that, I guess. I don't generally have the time, though, to do that, but I should, I suppose. There's a new site I'm on. It's called pocketnet.app, and it's a really good site. It's 100% free speech, and if you view and thumb up people's posts, the content creators actually get a certain amount of the site's cryptocurrency. And if you sign up, you'll get 5 coins absolutely free of their cryptocurrency. I don't know how much the cryptocurrency is actually worth in dollars. The value of it will go up the more successful the site is. And of course, if the site doesn't take off and isn't successful, their crypto won't have any value. But if it gets a footing, becomes more successful, then the value of their crypto will increase. Facebook has created their own cryptocurrency now, haven't they? And of course, since Facebook is big and all that, their crypto actually will have some value. And even more so as people trade it. I wouldn't buy their crypto. I don't want them to have even more influence than they already do. But the alternative is to go to alternative sites that actually value free speech and are on the blockchain, can't be censored, can't be easily controlled, 100% encrypted. So it's a great site, pocketnet.app. I'm on there. You'll find the link in the description. Go check them out. Sign up for them. And I put every video I make on YouTube on there. So I suggest you go check that out. Also, I'm on Twitter, Facebook. Those links are also in the description. And if you'd like to just make a straight-out donation, go to therealistphilosopher.com. Drop $1 or $2 on my Patreon. Not difficult to do. Or my Subscribe Star. Or if you want to use PayPal, donate $1 or $2. Just click on the Tippy stream. It allows you to stay anonymous and me anonymous as well. Usually to use PayPal to get donations, you have to give up your identity, right? You'll get I would be told who donated to me and you would be told who you're donating to, but I use a middleman. It's a Tippy stream. And so if you pay with PayPal, the payment goes to them and then they pay me. So your anonymity remains intact. Something's wrong. I'm super tired. I can't speak well today. So anyway, you maintain your anonymity and so do I. So there's a lot of different ways to make donations. Just go to therealistphilosopher.com/donate. And also consider following me on BitChute. You'll find that link in the description too. That's another blockchain platform that essentially, can't be controlled. It's doesn't censor. All right, that's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow, same time. I'm the Realist Philosopher. I wish you a good day. Take care.